Well, this is what my Sundays should look like. Relaxing out here.
Yeah, reading my book. I'm almost done.
I need you to order me some metal blades.
Well, that doesn't sound relaxing.
No, the relaxing is my eyes are getting relaxed on you.
Oh, okay. Yes, I can order you some. Did you find them?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the first Sunday I've actually got to relax, huh?
Yeah. But you actually did some work too.
Yeah, but I'm not working till midnight. That's what's nice.
That's true.
I love you.
Love you.
Figured I would take this hot little firecracker out to dinner.
So it's called the Stockyard
This
now, huh?
place is called the Stockyard. It used to be
It's been a few things.
something else.
But most recently it was Hungry Buffalo.
Oh yeah.
And then Birdie's too, huh? So remember Birdie's is down in Sholo?
Oh yeah.
That donut shop, and I think it's also like a little cafe, but...
Well, Scott and Ricky are here and
And there's a horse you can ride.
invited us, so we're gonna go check it out. Oh, and there's a rooster out front, so the place has got to be good. There's our friends. How are you guys? Good to see you guys. Well, it's been a Monday morning. I'm trying to get this worn winch on the front of the trailer fixed. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm gonna get it off of here and see what's wrong with it. Well, imagine that. It was just something as simple as a stupid fuse. Nice. I love it. Okay, it's been a fun morning screwing with the winch. I had to unbolt it to get the fuse out where I could get to it. And now I got it where if it ever pops again, it's fixable from the outside without pulling the winch off. And I also need to get a air pressure switch for the compressor. It wasn't working, but I'll do that later. Now I gotta address this. Jack has gotten where it's crappy and hard to work. I'm probably gonna put a bigger square jack for a bigger trailer on it. Just something a little simpler than that. Okay, my next little program, when I was over there at the wiring shop, I didn't mount this because I wasn't sure where I was gonna put it, but I think I'm gonna put it in the back between the two tubes where the back seat's at. And I made this little pattern here. I'm gonna make a piece of aluminum where this sits below the roof and this piece actually clamps in. So I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. And then when I get out to go running around, I'll see about getting a new trailer jack. I've laid this out every 1/4 inch. I'm gonna brake roll it so it wraps around the tube. You can see all my brake lines. And then I flipped it over and broke a 1/4 inch on this side. Whoops. Broke a 1/4 inch and then I cut in. And this cutout is for a hose clamp. So I will weld this on each side like this. And it will slide up between them bars nice and snug, and then I'll clamp it. And then that antenna, or whatever the hell you call this damn thing, will sit right there flush below the roof. 2 inches is how deep it needs to be. So I put a piece of 2-inch tubing. Now I'll spot it. That's how I got it mocked up. So let's give her a little glue. Nice. Guess I should put my gloves on. Safety first, right? I hate gloves. Like that. Okay, well, I got my bracket all cleaned up where my hose clamps go through and stuff. And I punch these out 1/4 inch. Anybody that knows me knows that I hate screws. They send screws with this shit. And I hate small stuff. So I got a 1/4 inch tap. And then that matches all the stuff on my roof. Pretty much everything in the vehicle is 1/4 inch. Look at that. And then you just put it in there and don't have to worry about anything else. I just go like that. No screws. And it's in plastic, so it's nice and snug. It don't need to be cranked tight, but you just put a little snugging on it, and one wrench fits everything. I like to do my race cars and pretty much everything I work on. Make it all the same. And then this piece just goes on, except for I gotta put this gasket in here, like so. There you go. Except for I put it on the wrong side. It needs to sit the other way. So I'll redo that. So like that. And the reason I did this is because I'm gonna hole saw a hole in the roof so this can see the sky. And this will set below the roof because my roof is my roof rack. Basically, I'll have a small 5/8 tube that runs the perimeter, and the aluminum is 1/8 inch on top, so I can stick whatever I want up there, tie it down, and whatever. If it covers it up, then oh well, I don't need to see. Get my phone out. And then I put my hose clamp on there, and I mark it because I don't like this shit. And I'll cut them to where they're perfect. One of the other things that I forgot to do the other day was my clamps on my upper links for I've got 3 hoses going down it, 2 for the brake line and 1 for the ARB. So what I do is I just kind of mark where I want to do that cut. And then I'll just take and I measure. Take these flat bill pliers and I'll kind of go like that. And then I'll take these needle nose pliers that are a little thinner, and I'll go back the other way. That way it's kind of marking it. That might have been, I don't know. Maybe I need it. You know what? Maybe we'll try these thinner ones. Yeah. I might have to grab a different clamp. Maybe not. Stainless is pretty tough. You can't mess it up. It's just a clamp. So, see how that's real thin right there? So I'll get it square, and then I bend it, and you can kind of see it should work pretty good when I tighten it. So now I'll put all 3 in there and make another mark, and I make it kind of tight. So I put this back in here like that, mark it so that it's kind of smashing it in there when it does do it. Let me move this back, and so now I'm going to bend this one this way and this back this way. You can kind of see it's not rocket science. Now let's try to put it on here like so. Well, probably help if I had a little bit longer clamp, but this will probably work. They're going to be held on with zip ties until I get it started. Actually, this is probably going to be perfect length clamp. There you go. Nice and tight, can't turn it. And you could peck on it with a little rubber mallet or something, but for the most part, you can see it sure beats a bunch of crap. You know, I've made brackets that held bulkhead fittings and you threaded a steel line down there, but this is by far probably the cleanest and the best that I've found. And just like that, we got our 4 brackets for our brake lines and our ARB lines. We got this all ready to go. Now, let's see what else is on my list. I need a heater hose with a U-bend in it, and an Anderson plug, and I need to build a speaker box. I don't think you're qualified for that.
I'm not. It's very wobbly. To see it wobbly.
Don't be getting hurt because no one will be here to take care of me.
Oh.
She brought me some lunch, some kind of buffalo sandwich. Can you even reach it?
Am I on it?
Oh boy, I can tell I'm gonna have to come do it.
I'm on it. I got it.
All right. She's a little more athletic than I thought. Just don't eat shit. Well, I figured I'd take a break and take my truck over to Roberts. I'm gonna get my tires replaced just to make sure I got good tires when I get ready to go to Rubicon and Crandon. We don't like to have blowouts on the road, so. Luckily everything's nice and close to me. I take the back roads over here. It's like someone's got their goat tied up. Yeah, it's literally like a 5-minute drive to the old Roberts tire here. And I know them. We went to school with them, so they do good work. And I don't have to deal with all the window lickers at Discount Tire. Jess and I dropped my truck off at Roberts to get the tires done, and I started laying out my speaker box. It's kind of some weird shape stuff just because of where it's got to go, and I'm gonna build it, and if it doesn't sound good then we'll redo it later, but I'm just kind of trying to stay ahead of the game and get something done. We'll see how it turns out. It's gonna be 3/16 aluminum, and I'll break it, and it'll have the speakers are gonna fire down at the floor and breathe towards the front seats. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. You want to see what I'm doing?
Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm gonna be.
I don't feel well.
Oh, I was gonna be doing you. No, I'm making your speaker box.
I don't know.
This is gonna go like that. This one will be on the other side.
Where does it go? In the...
It's gonna go right behind the back seat, but
Okay.
there's not gonna be a back seat except for once in a great mood.
Right.
Someone's making me fried chicken.
No,
Yes.
no, I'm gonna make the potatoes. You're making the fried chicken.
Oh no, she's making my favorite fried chicken. I've got to hurry up and get this done before she gets back from the store, or get it broke and spotted together, because she's not feeling good, so I'm gonna have to do some cooking. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but this is somewhat what it's gonna look like. The speakers are gonna be down here. This is actually the bottom. They're gonna be pointing down and fire down, and there's gonna be a opening right here. So hopefully it sounds good. Cutting a 9 1/4 circle for the speaker. We'll get these put in here. Okay, I got the holes cut. Now I need to barrel sand them and drill some holes for the speakers and thread them. And the boss is back from the grocery store.
Okay, saw this on TikTok, some sort of Bloody Mary pickle. So you're gonna pour about half of the juice out of a pickle jar, a little more. So I'm gonna do this test run before Rubicon. Yeah, that looks about good. Then you're gonna add your Bloody Mary mix. We always use Zing Zang. Fill that up. Right about there. Okay, then I've got this seasoning, which I saw on TikTok. Yep, I'm a sucker. It's called Dano's Outlaw Blackened Bloody Mary Seasoning. So then we're gonna put it in here. Shannon, you can't have any yet. He said like an ounce. I don't know how much that is, but.
Am I getting Bloody Mary?
We're gonna, shake it all up. And then you gotta let it sit for 24 hours, and then we can try it out. So
24 hours.
there we go.
Okay, the beginning. Got the holes in there. And then this will have a 1-inch flange so I can bolt it to the side. Front and rear. Hopefully it works out. Tell me what you think so far.
Oh, I think, what is this mess on the ground?
I knocked my cup over because I was.
You did that yesterday too at
That's
dinner.
that's what I do when I want some iced tea. I knock it over and maybe I get some.
Okay, I can probably get you some. That looks awesome.
Yeah, you won't see them because they're going to be pointing to the bottom of the floor, but this gap is where all the sound will come out.
Nice.
Kind of weird. I don't know.
That is weird. So these will point to the bottom of the floor?
Mm-hmm. It's called like firing them off, firing down, and there's going to be a void here that faces forward towards the seats.
Okay.
So they say. If it
That's
doesn't
what the
work,
speaker
I made
people
it
say?
so it doesn't cost me nothing. It's a bunch
Oh.
of scrap metal.
It doesn't cost you anything.
Well,
right?
just time. Yeah.
Looks good though.
Hopefully it sounds good.
Trying to get you that.
All right. Got this all welded up. Not that you're gonna see it or anything, because it's gonna get like a whatever the rhino lining or underlining that goes in the tub is gonna go on this to try and solid it up a little bit, but it should be pretty solid by the time I put a baffle in it and whatnot. And it's all 3/16, so all new rubber. In my co-dog.
What do you mean? I'm the driver. You're in the co-dog seat.
Oh yeah. Okay, shut your mouth.
Now you can go be the driver.
Oh boy. Fried chicken. And Mama got me in here in the kitchen working, making me do stuff. I always gotta do all the hard work, dear.
Is that
I
right?
drained them. Now I'll get this chicken ready.
I better have some butter in it.
My famous fried chicken. Yeah.
What's so famous about it?
Cause I'm making it. Lots of garlic salt,
want it.
lots of black pepper, and lots of salt and flour. And if I make a mess, maybe she won't ever make me cook it again. She's over there doing nothing while I'm over here doing the hard work. Scotty boy showed up.
I'm washing the dishes.
Oh.
You don't know how.
I do the dishes daily, dear.
I did all these dishes that you piled in here for me. That's how much doing the dishes is.
Don't no one listen to her because she don't know what she's talking
He does
about.
help with the dishes.
Yeah. I do the dishes, I do the
Have you ever
floors.
seen his hands? They're super soft.
I'm cleaning them right now in the I'm cleaning them right now in the flour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had one subscriber ask, like last week, he said, am I the only one that wonders what happened to Shannon's finger?
Oh boy.
Point the other direction.
Yeah, it's called Jess smashed him with the hammer when I was trying to eat some food. Yeah, see? I cook, she clean. Shannon's homemade fried chicken.
Where's the jalapeno?
I don't know. I don't eat jalapenos with this kind of chicken. Only Kentucky fried chicken.
Oh,
Do I have time to go drill some holes?
I don't know, do you?
Well, I'm saying, are you gonna watch my chicken, my famous chicken?
Oh, yeah, I will. But do you think we should be turning it yet? Look at how that looks.
It's
You
gotta
want
get
it burnt?
brown. I don't want it burnt. I want it brown.
You like it burnt. What is it?
I don't like my chicken burnt.
Well, then I think you probably need to turn some of that.
Let me see what it looks like.
Look at these pieces where it gets hot
No.
over there.
A little bit more.
It's not that. Okay. None of those. This way. I don't know what you're videoing. Just over here, the nothing in this land. See, that one looks like it's done.
That one's done.
Okay. Just that one.
Okay.
Alright. What's going on here with this giant mess here?
Did the old speed drill tap. Tapped them all. So hopefully they work. Better go back in here and make sure she's not burning my chicken. My fried chicken. I've been waiting for like 2 weeks for her to make me some. Better not be burning it.
Scared me.
Yeah, you damn right I better scare you. Put the fear of God in you.
It's about time for you to make your gravy.
Okay. Looks like I'm back in business in here.
Yes, you are.
She's got my pan out here. Why?
It
Why?
stinks. It's so bad.
It's fried chicken. I need to make the gravy in there.
Are you ready to make it?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right.
Bring my pan back.
Let me get my hot mitts.
Oh boy.
He got nervous. I think he thought I threw his pan out.
My chicken. She's never been a fan of fried foods.
This is literally just Paula's nightly heart attack.
Oh
The
boy.
green beans are cooked in bacon grease.
That's why you work me out and keep me healthy so I can
The
eat stuff like
chicken is
this.
fried in oil. That gravy you're making has oil.
Calm down, dear.
Working you out doesn't get rid of the fried shit in your body.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh. What does?
Clog your arteries, boy. On my way to work this morning, I took a little detour. We need to patch some grass at home. I did patch some a couple weeks ago and it came in pretty good. So I'm hoping this stuff will work as good. It'd be nice to green up the lawn before the luau. But yep, gonna bring this home and see if Shannon wants to do it or if I get to do it.
So this morning's been kind of a measuring morning. I've got this cutout right here because I've got the fuel filters and the hose and stuff, and that needs clearance right here to go down. This kind of sits half on the tank and half over my link pockets. And so I got to do some cutouts in this. And then this is going to be a cutout for an amplifier, which I don't have. They mailed it over to FTA. So I'm looking at dimensions online, and it's got to go 2 inches into this box. So it's just barely going to clear this speaker when it's in there, but I want it pocketed where this amplifier is mounted. It's not in my Jeep somewhere where I don't want it. You know what I mean? I want it all to be contained, kind of like something I can take out if I want. If I want to pull this out, I just unplug it and pull the amp and the stereo or the woofers and everything all in one shot. And it's just gonna bolt to the wheel wells and kind of hover above all this stuff. And these subwoofers are gonna fire down at the floor. There's a gap down here below, and it'll breathe towards the front of the vehicle, so that should make the bass pretty intense. I'm not a stereo person, but that's kind of what I've been told, and I'm building this junk myself, so if it doesn't work, we'll just scrap it, but I'm sure it's gonna sound better than anything I've ever had, so hopefully I'm surprised and it sounds really badass. But I've rolled this over. I decided, you know, I want to kind of I don't want this cut out up here where you see the amp. I'm going to have it where it's cut back in, so I'll break a little box. This will be a cut. That box will break back in like this, and then this will be broke in. So you'll just have to see when I get done here. Some crazy dimensions going on here. So that amp's going to sit right in here, and then that fuel filter hose comes right here, and it's going to go underneath. These are firing at the bottom, and then this is going to get side plates on it and stuff. So pretty crazy, but I think it's going to work. You can see my clearance in there. Pretty crazy, but it's going to be packaged nice and not just be sticking up like a sore thumb. Okay, got her all sanded up and stuff, so now I'll probably put the end caps on. You can kind of see what I did here, just so it had this nice top piece instead of being cut open. I did that where it kind of didn't really notice the amplifier and stuff unless you look from the back where the fuel tank is. That's what's back here. So still lots left to do. Getting closer. Boss came home and said lunch is ready, so she heated me up some leftovers. She got all kinds of stuff everywhere. Making me some fresh squeezed lemonade, I see.
Yeah, it's actually for me, but
oh boy.
you can have a sip.
Does your wife know how to get you to do the yard work? She said she was gonna do it, but it's hard to just let her do the yard work like that. And that's what she looks like. Amp's gonna go there. Fuel hose is gonna go through there. And then the woofers are underneath of it. Uh-oh. I'm gonna go out there, do some more yard work, LOL. You need some more help, dear? You sure you don't want me to help you do nothing? She's such a good girl. She planted more grass where it was dying. Now she's watering her flowers. Jess's new tent.
This is where you're gonna sleep when you're naughty.
We don't have to pop it up no more, it's electric.
Pretty fancy.
Pretty crazy. Till it doesn't go down, then what?
That's kind of what I was thinking. What if
But
something happens with the electric? Can we manually put it
that
down?
means we have to stay wherever we're at. That could be bad, huh?
Well, probably not.
This is quite the tent. ARB makes some nice stuff.
Yep, ladder's tucked up
Got
in
the
there.
ladder in there. On the entry, there's lights and stuff, so you can turn them on or off. Oh, are we testing it?
I'm just taking a peek in here. Again, even though I saw it when we looked at it at wherever we were. Nice and warm in there, holy crap.
Yeah, I just brought it in from outside.
So, here's something. I don't know what is this.
So see what that is.
Roof bar support.
Is there a light in there?
There's a fan. Or I'll hit light. More light.
Mood lighting.
What is
Oh.
this? Oh, little fan. Wait. Oh, yep, there it goes. And then this is something too. I don't. Oh, fan speed. So there's a low and a high.
This is a very nice little tent.
Don't really feel a fan. Yeah, very nice.
See any instructions?
There's a bunch of stuff right here.
Go ahead and take it
What
out.
is that?
Or is it?
It's sewn in.
Probably says don't lock yourself or your spouse in
It's
there.
kind of like the, I don't see instructions really. It's just like what you find sewn to a mattress, you know?
Yeah.
Is this all gonna fold in real
And
nice?
you just touch the button and it goes down on its own. Yeah, that's probably what them like things pull it in.
Oh, yep. Yep, you're right. So you don't have to
This is
tuck it
very
in.
nice.
Yeah, it is.
Can't wait to try it.
Time to test the pickles I made yesterday.
I'll taste them. I'm sure you've already had your share.
They look delicious.
Now I want the whole jar.
I want to drink the juice.
We need to make about a gallon of them.
We'll take them to Rubicon. My husband, he never quits. Getting rid of the weeds over here in yard number 2, which really is not much of a yard. It's kind of dirt and literally weeds. But he takes good care of it.
Yeah, watch out when your wife walks around in a bikini and lures you into doing yard work. You become the lawn boy. I got all the yard work done over here too. Now it's time to head back to the other house, get to work. Just got off the phone with Josh. He's hoping maybe I can get my ride out of there next Friday. I'm just doing a bunch of yard work. We got a little luau party coming up here this weekend, so lots of piles to pick up. Well, the boss showed up after I completely did all of the yard work. I picked up all of the piles and completely filled that trailer out there. It's not no little trailer either. And then she proceeds to tell me she's gonna help me dump it. But first she asked, is it a dump trailer?
Wait, I'm not doing anything with it. I'm just riding.
Yeah, I figured. Moral support, dear.
That's right.
You can back me up to the pile of debris
We
to
don't
dump
have
it.
any bread. I never eat bread, but I was thinking maybe I'd make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Come on, I'll get you a sandwich.
No, it's
To the brim. That was a lot of work. Now to the waste. Dump. Yeah, just dump it right over here, but you're the one unloading it.
okay. No, I'm not.
I loaded it, you unloaded.
I'll do the videography. You can't use 2 hands while you're using your forklift, or I mean your pitchfork.
Luckily there's a button on here. Hopefully it works, because I didn't bring a pitchfork.
Oh. It smells really good here. I like a green waste dump because it smells good.
Them pine trees do, nothing else does.
Yeah. Hey, where'd you get those little pumpkins in here? Did you get the seeds out of them?
No,
Where were they?
they were out front.
He said there is a button on here that apparently makes it a dump trailer. He was only giving me a hard time. Can you believe that? Doesn't it go faster?
Huh?
Doesn't go any faster?
It's a rental. Or I borrowed it, I guess I should say.
Put those all in by hand, my hardworking husband.
She's making me some good breakfast this morning. And catching flies while she's at it. Doesn't she make a mean breakfast? The boss. She's more than the boss. She's a good cook. Quick little trailer repair this morning. Caught it on a tree. She's all good to go. Well, we got them all fixed up. Sheldon's on his way. Time to get back to work. Cleaning and getting things ready for the luau. I've been throwing stuff away for a couple of days now. Getting rid of things. It's pretty crazy how much stuff you accumulate. Yeah. I got my skid plates out here and some dead tires. I'm gonna have to get them broke down and hauled off. All kinds of stuff laying around. I got this stuff for the trailer I'm gonna have to put up. Matt dropped this by and I haven't had a chance to put it anywhere. Okay, next little project. This is gonna be a little channel to bolt the two computers together. That way they're kind of compact and simple, and they're going to go on the left side of the Jeep by the passenger's feet, up in a little side area there where they're out of the way. I don't know what I would do without this thing. This one's gonna be kind of tricky because it's gonna crash out. I might have to finish the brake in the vise or clamp it to the table to finish closing it up or something, but for the most part, I should be able to get it done, I hope. Gotta adjust this brake. And then what I'll do is I'll tap this, drill and tap it when I'm all done. And that's how the computers will mount to it. This is what I was talking about, this part right here. I only got that far, but I should be able to do the rest by hand. I keep things like this around so that I can do stuff like this. Hopefully it works out. Let's see what happens. We'll just do it like this. think that'll work. Close enough. Okay, one more project off my list.
Turns out I'm not really needed in the office today, so guess where I am. I might have a problem.
You gonna vacuum my big green tractor?
Yes, sir, unfortunately, this tool sucks. It doesn't suck very good.
I know, nothing compares to you, babe.
I know.
I got my tractor clean. Giving her a deep cleaning, huh?
Yeah, my plant.
She don't mess around. She just gets right after it.
If you're gonna clean your tractor, I gotta clean the counter, I guess.
I guess, huh? Things have been neglected around here, huh?
Yeah.
Shopping with Ken and the Queen. Well, we came down last night to do a little school shopping for Kennedy, and Jess has a hair appointment today. She's gonna get all dolled up for me. And we're at the breakfast club this morning, which turns out to be very delicious. Jess got her a coffee, and
Iced mocha, of course.
and we ordered us a avocado toast with some eggs and
And some slab bacon.
slab bacon.
House cured ultra thick bacon finished. Rum raisin glaze, huh?
Pretty good. It's been kind of a nice break not having to work on the old Scrambler for a little bit, but we're hoping to have it ready for Rubicon. We're leaving over there next Tuesday, or next Wednesday actually, to finish putting it together, and hopefully we'll be buttoned up by Friday and have our luau on Saturday. And
recover on Sunday and leave for Rubicon.
yeah, leave on Monday. We got a busy schedule, so lots of rest and lots of fun. Well, I don't know about you, but look at the slice of bacon. Holy crap.
That is thick. Should we measure it?
You'll just say it's 6 inches. What are you doing? Are you hanging out with my mommy?
Hi, Kennedy. How are you? Want something to drink, huh? No,
What's up,
Thank you, though.
Emmy?
Come sit, huh?
Where's Grandma at? Where's Grandma? Set him down.
Did you say, you didn't say fart, did you? You did?
Yeah,
Okay.
he farts. Put him down. On the, let me see it again over here. Put him down.
I don't think I'd do it on the carpet.
Put him right down there.
My mom put it into the washing bag and it got washed.
Was she trying to wash the farts out of him?
No, he was trying to wash him.
Oh, because you got him all dirty?
No, because he was all filthy.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's called dirty. Dirty little rabbit.
Well, dirty and filthy.
He probably crapped his pants.
Rabbits don't have pants on.
Oh yeah. Down. Don't be falling.
Oh yeah. Well,
Have you seen such a dirty little rabbit, Grandma?
huh?
I said, have you seen such a dirty little rabbit?
No.
Show her the dirty rabbit.
No. This is not a dirty rabbit.
Oh, I see it.
Because your mom washed him in the washing machine.
Hello.
Stop it.
There she is. Uh-oh, she's looking at the dead tree.
What did she do?
Gonna bring it back to life? Are you gonna bring it back to life?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Oh, she's using her photo action.
Well, there's our beautiful girl.
The
We got-
plant lady, I was having to give her a diagnosis of that Chinese pistachio.
Oh.
I said, well, it just looks like it's dead, Mel.
We got stickers. We got. Went and seen my grandma on them.
Oh, nice.
Seen my brother. Ken got all of her shopping done.
Awesome. Now we're going to go to H Mart, it sounds like. Huh?
What's that?
The, what is it, in Korean market where she wants some bread or something from?
Well, pull it up. We're on the road. I guess we're gonna be in here a while.
You never know, and I don't want my makeup to melt. I'm tempted to carry it. No, it's not.
We're going to the H Mart. Kennedy found this on TikTok, was it, Ken?
Yeah.
She's like, we need to go to the Asian Mart. They have good stuff.
And then
Found what they're
are these
looking
the other
for.
ones you were looking for? Yeah.
What is it? Fish cakes?
No, rice cakes, fish cakes.
Fish cakes, I would not.
What was the other one you were looking for, though?
It's
Is it
these.
the same as this?
Yeah, basically, these ones just aren't.
They have so many things here, it's not even funny. Oh, look at that. It's almost like we're in Japan. Look at all these little things.
Oh, they've got boba.
So they're like sponge.
And it's sweet because it's got the sugar.
Yeah,
Or
it is sweet.
mildly sweet.
Yeah, but these are totally different. These are just completely. They are made differently, but they are basically rice cake. But these are not 100% rice, I don't believe. So
Okay.
they're fermented with rice wine. So it's like sponge cake.
It says cinnamon peanuts.
We used to call it sult duck. Means salt is wine, duck is rice cake. So
Oh.
it's a wine rice cake.
We learned something new. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Quite all sides.
Okay, we're gonna taste whatever this is.
What do you think?
Oh, thank you. I mean, it's not gross or anything. It just kind of tastes
It's
like.
like sweet bread.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a dough ball.
Yeah, that's why she likes it, because she likes doughy bread. Okay, so what are these ones called?
Wait here, Shannon, have your own.
I'm gonna have
No,
a bite.
he'll just have a bite.
Yeah,
But what are
I'm
these
saving
called?
myself for Mexican food.
Mom, you never told us how to pronounce these ones.
Okay, so this is some other sort of a rice
There's
wine thing with red bean
no,
paste.
No, not wine.
Okay, what's in it?
It's rice flour, bean flour, and sesame seeds with sugar and salt.
Rice flour, bean flour. Okay, well, are you ready?
Yup.
I don't like the texture.
I want you to try it first. Is it gross?
You're my spouse. Don't make me eat it if it.
Open up.
If you don't think I want it.
Open
It's
your
good.
mouth.
Eat it, Shannon. It's good.
Oh. That's disgusting. disgusting. God damn it, now I got that shit in my mouth.
I know I can't swallow it either.
That's disgusting. That's like a... It's like a peanut butter cup of shit. Yeah. Thank you for making me put that in my mouth.
Yeah, now you know how I feel. So this is our last test taste.
But I don't want you to come and take a bite though.
Okay, take a bite. What do you think?
Wait, it just tastes like white bread.
Boy, it's really heavy white bread.
White bread with pink hearts.
I thought it was supposed to be honey or something.
I don't even want to put that in my mouth.
You have to. This is part of the game. Open up.
Now we're at the Junkhead store. What do you think about my new Rubicon hat?
I think you might get a little hot.
It's Miller time. Last stop, Serrano's for some lunch.
Now we're gonna go home and get ready for dinner.
Yeah, sounds like a good day. Well, it's been a very quiet ride because we've been on empty the whole way up here because we forgot to get gas or diesel. It's a ritual with us. We got halfway up the hill. Luckily, Kennedy's not sweating it. And we can see the gas station now, so we can laugh about it. I could walk there. Yeah, Jess said she could push it. Oh, we're so lucky.
Yeah, we are.
Tara, are you working?
But yeah, I'm like,
Out here at the orchard.
you could go ice
Kevin and
fishing in July.
Kim, my girl,
Ice fishing
and
in
Tara.
July.
She makes the
Nothing's
best
wrong with
drinks.
that.
Come see her.
What am I saying?
Who's this?
What's my name?
Introduce yourself.
Peter.
Peter Pumpkin Eater.
Eater.
What the fuck? Come on, Peter. What?
That's one version.
He says he's Peter from Superior.
It's Peter Pussy Eater.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry. Why you make me say it?
I
That
never.
better not go on
Alright,
YouTube.
we come out here as long as we're allowed. We gotta get to dinner now. Good drinks with good friends.
Dennis, this is Tim. I'm not sure about this. Anyway, don't mind that. Just pretend it's not there.
Okay.
Hi,
Hi, you're Jen?
I'm Kim.
Kim.
Tim, I'm Dennis.
Nice to meet you, Dennis.
Nice to meet
Thank you
you.
for having us.
You're welcome.
And then she picked this guy up on the corner. His name is Kevin.
Kev, I saw you laying on the street the other night.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Longtime friends of Shannon. I'm excellent. Better than you apparently.
We love you, Dennis. Good to see you're here.
Pop up like that. I was mad about it.
There's our other friends.
Well, they said it was salt and electrolytes. We might have been.
Yes, mañana.
Saturday.
It's true. I will make dinner tomorrow.
See you, Gigi, guys. Have a good night. Don't be shooting up the world tonight, damn it.
Oh no.
Not without me.
It's overrated.
Yeah. She's freezing.
I am. I'm free.
She was hot as hell when she got here. Well, she's hot as hell all the time.
I'm still hot as hell.
Oh yeah, I love you. But yeah, she's like, it's so hot. That's what happens when you're.
That's what happens when you're hot.
Yeah, I love you. Take me to bed. We had a good night with Kevin.
Yeah, it was great. Kevin
Kim.
and Kim.
Love them. Doing a little bit more work on the speaker box. I'm gonna get this. This is base mat. It's very heavy. Almost feels like lead, but it's got a sticky back to it. And I'm gonna measure this out and stick it all in the inside of it and everything, so it just takes the deadening out of it. Kind of a sound blow deal, I guess. But Diamond Audio sent me all this stuff to put in there to make sure that it's going to sound perfect. I got my big boy scissors out. They work pretty good on this. I wonder what this stuff is. I'm not real sure. But very dense. So I'll cut this and hope that it works. got one side in there. Now I do all the other sides. I think it's gonna sound awesome.
Is it ready to play music yet?
Almost. Josh is doing the other end, so if we can connect the wires from here to California, I got my part ready.
Looks
But
good.
Actually, we still got to put a plug in the side, and pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear this thing's gonna sound good.
Yep, I can't wait.
The mail lady just brought me my trailer jack from Amazon, I think. Electric jack for the trailer. And I'm gonna look at putting the holes in here for the amp, see if I can find the measurements. She's looking pretty badass. So I'm pretty excited. I got this jack, and this is the one that's on it, and it took a crap. I've never had one go bad on me, but it's kind of really hard to do, and I'm thinking I'm gonna cut this off and weld it on here. That way I can pivot this jack and not have to worry about the foot hanging down and catching. I like this being up and twisting, and then I'll just poke a hole in that and put a grommet in it for my wire. Should work pretty good, I think. Let's see how it works out. Okay, let's see if this comes off easy. There we go. And now I'll just take this in here and cut that off. Okay, so what I've done, I've extended this out to be where I want it, and I'm gonna cut this off and weld it onto this one at this height, right at the top of this sticker. Then that'll give me room to collapse it if I want. And it's fully extended right now as far as this adjustment here, but it still has all this stroke. So I feel like I'm gonna be good. If not, then I'll have to make a new foot later, but it's gonna work. Let me know what you think about my idea. And just as easy as that, I cut it nice and clean, and it fits. I'm gonna turn this pin where it's on the bottom side this time instead of the top, just so it clears this motor and stuff up here. I think it's gonna work out awesome. So, I've got this all marked up and everything. We just gotta spot it, and then we'll try it out. I think it's gonna work out awesome. Oh yeah. So, just like that. Whoops, not like that. Hopefully it's tougher than it looks. I'm gonna have to do a little sanding on that foot down there to get it to go in a little bit more to get my snap ring on, but that's no big deal. And then a pivot, and then I won't ever have to screw with that foot. I'll just run my electric up and down, kind of like I do my crank, and then I won't have to worry about this dragging the ground or hitting something. And then just the wires, very easy. Smells like paint. Too easy, huh? Then I'm just gonna whack part of this off here so to clear the frame on the trailer. We're gonna put a little black on here. So it doesn't rust and look like it did before. Okay, let's see how she goes. Okay. Now we just drill a hole for the wires and put a grommet in there. Okay, I got it all hooked up. Check it out. Folds up, down, and it works nice. So now I don't have to dick with that foot thing and it pivots out of my way and not gonna grab a rock. Well, since this video was not very filling of cool stuff, it was just a bunch of miscellaneous crap, I figured I'd add a little story about the Coors Can Jeep. This was the Jeep that I took to Top Truck, and this was my second Jeep that I ever built. The frame was all 2x3 rectangle box tubing, and it had Wrangler leaf springs, and it was also 3/4 elliptic front and rear, and this was also my first 4-link that I did, but it was a completely handmade body. I bought the windshield frame and the grill from a wrecking yard and gutted them out. The hood was actually steel that I formed, and the body was also made out of steel that I handmade and welded together to look like a flat fender. One of the other unique things about this Jeep was it was full width axles. I had a full width Chevy 10-bolt axle in the front, and the rear was out of a Ford van. It was a, I can't remember if they call it a 61 or whatever, Dana 61 or something like that, but it was a beefier rear axle and very crazy. You can see in this picture kind of the shackle is below the frame, and that's because there is a leaf spring on 3/4 elliptic. There's a half of a leaf that's bolted underneath the frame, and it hooks to the bolts to the shackle and then goes down to the full leaf spring, and that's why we call it 3/4 elliptic. This was my first ever 4-link. You can see the shackle right here on the front of the spring, so it's double shackled so that the spring would float, because the 4-link, you wanted it to be free. And you can see where the 2x3, it went right through the 2x3 frame. These were steel links on my first ever 4-link, and then when we did the next Jeep, which was Pinky, we did aluminum links. This Jeep was built in late 93 and finished it in 94, I believe. You can kind of see a Dana 61, I believe is what that was, but look how simple the plate was. I just had a piece of 1/4-inch plate that I cut and welded to the top of the axle, and then put these 4-link ears and welded them on, and I never broke it. It worked very good. It was pretty awesome. And then we also had a Dana 300 behind a turbo 350 was what I used back then. A lot of turbo 350s and Dana 300s. Here's a rear view. You can see the plate. It wasn't very tall off the rear end, but it worked well. The shackle, double shackle. This was when I was mocking it up. I didn't have the right length bolts. That's why you see them nuts on there for spacers and stuff. But very simple. That's the back of the Dana 300. And back then, it's funny, we never really had, I didn't do skid plates. I'd do like a little stuff to protect the bottom of the transfer case from getting smeared off, but we just never did skid plates. Here's a little further back view. You can see my bumper, kind of similar to what I do today, but maybe a little bit cruder. But you can see where it bolted onto the end of the frame there. And then you see these pieces sticking up there. That's where the cage mounted on the inside and came through the tub to the outside and tied into the frame. That plate right there and that one right there. And it was basically a full structure, you know, because it sandwiched and bolted together. No body mounts or bushings. It just sandwiched right in there. And then you can see way up front there, there's the plate that comes up off the chassis or whatever. The engine in this was 400 small block, HEI distributor and stuff. I was big into building the old Chevy trucks, and that's kind of all the stuff that we used in the truck. So it worked very good for the Jeep. Lots of crazy stories when we built this, because as far as I know, it was probably the first full width axle build in a Jeep. Every time I took it somewhere, people were like, oh man, that thing's too wide, it's gonna get stuck and all this stuff. And it wasn't too long later, lots of people were using full width axles. This was the roll cage and stuff, kind of funny looking, but back then, you know, Jeeps went from side to side, the hoops did and stuff. This is crazy. This is where my CB was mounted. And look, you can see a spare drive shaft hanging there. That was mounted in the cage. And then the shifter was mounted in the cage. And then check out how I used to do, I didn't have a dashboard. I just had, these are gauges that are kind of facing up where you could read them or whatever, but it's kind of a little staircase, little bunch of sheet metal, and that just hose clamped in right into the cage. And then you can kind of see all the mounts over there. That's like for the master cylinder and stuff like that. But basically a full cage, and everywhere these plates are, that's where it bolted through the body. And then the seat mounts, kind of crazy seat mounts and stuff. But very cool. Different way of doing things back then. This was the body that I made, and you can kind of see I stretched the body, like made that front firewall come down straight instead of being short like the Jeeps were. And then you can see where my tunnel bolted in so I could pull it out if I wanted and stuff. This was a bearing where the steering came through and whatnot. This is after I ran it for a little while and took it apart for some reason. I can't remember why, but it's all 14 gauge and 18 gauge steel. You can kind of see on the wheel well back there, it's like a box that I had made, and it had toolboxes all over it, like that bolted on the fender wells and stuff. And this was before I had a welder, like the Premier Power Welder, and we used to have 2 batteries in the vehicle, and we'd hook them up in series to repair stuff out in the field and weld with batteries. I'm not sure if anyone's ever done that, but that's how we did it back then. This is why we called it the Coors Can. I used to work for Coors distributorship, work on the trucks and stuff, and I was painting rodeo barrels, and I'd make the barrels for the rodeos, and these are decals, and we had some extras, and I thought it would be cool. I used to drink a lot of Coors back then, and so I painted the Jeep to look like a Coors can, and it was later on changed to coral reef color, which I think was in a Suzu Amigo color, and it was because we could not take it to Top Truck Challenge. I got accepted to go to the Top Truck Challenge in '96, and they said that I couldn't come with Coors on it, so that's when it became coral, which everybody thought was pink, and then everything later on became that coral color. This is one of my earlier trips that I took it out when I was still, right after I built it. I don't think I had the hood done or something. I can't remember why the hood was off of it, but you can kind of see where the master cylinder is there and stuff and whatnot. This is before we started using the Ron Davis radiators. This was just a regular, some kind of a Chevy core, the radiator was, and I think we used Rancho 9000 shocks back then. But this was me and my dog out in Sycamore Creek. You can see that toolbox back there on the back fender, and then there's one underneath the ice chest on this side. But yeah, this was early on when I first got it built, and I was just out playing with it. It worked really cool. The 3/4 elliptic was awesome because you had a full leaf, and then for articulation, that top one would stretch out. Here's a better view of that 3/4 elliptic on the back. This is the leaf spring because there's no weight in it, so it's away from the frame in this picture, but double shackled front and rear. And it has a leaf on top there and a leaf on the bottom, and that thing articulated amazingly. And this was back in the beginning when people were starting to, articulation, keep the tires on the ground, and this was the beginning of it. Here's a picture. It's hard to see because it's so dark, but see that spring stretched out there so it articulates more, and it would use up that whole shock. Then later on we started angling the shocks forward to get even more travel. You can kind of see in the front too, the leaf spring in the front away from the frame. But it was something else, this thing was. And it's still out there today. There's a guy in Yuma that owns it, and he bought it, or actually he traded a Rhino for this thing. Had a handyman mounted on the back. Yeah, I was blown away when I'd been looking for this thing and wanted it back, and then I found out he got it, and he said he traded a Rhino for it, and I was just like, oh man. And it was in mint condition when he got it, I believe, and he was talking about bringing it back to me to build a fuel tank. You can kind of see the fuel tank next to the shackle. It came through kind of like this Scrambler build was. Part of the tank was inside the floor and part of it was underneath, and this tank was 35 gallons in this Jeep. That was pretty good for back in the day. And we used to drive these down the highway everywhere, and we did some trips to Mexico and all kinds of stuff. Here's some more pictures just out using it and on trails and stuff. This was back in the day, me and Randy and Rick Payway and just a bunch of guys. We would go out and make trails. That was before you had to worry about anyone telling you couldn't go off-road, and really before the BLM or anybody kind of knew about this stuff. Here's a picture of my dad actually welding on one of the shock mounts or something. I can't remember. We broke a bolt or something. We were out. This was one of my early first trips out at P4W. It was a Easter weekend, and most of the people had gone to Moab, and I had never been to Moab. My first year to Moab was 94, so this was actually in 93. And yeah, out at P4W, you can tell if you look at him, he's got like 3 pairs of sunglasses on because we didn't have a welding helmet, so he just put stacked sunglasses up and was welding with the batteries. Here's a picture of me, my dad, Art Pierce, and Kenny Pierce. Art, the one in the cowboy hat, he was one of the owners at the Zeb Pierce Distributing, which is the Coors distributorship. And this is in Young. We used to go to Young all the time when we were kids and stuff. They had ranches up there, and we would go up and go four-wheeling and just kind of do all kinds of stuff. Some very good times. This is with the windshield frame folded down and had a little bikini top on it. You can kind of see my homemade fender on there. This was, after this, I got away from the fenders and started making them on the hood. This was the last one that I did. And then there's a big piece of angle iron along the bottom of it, kind of like a rock rash bar or whatever, before they really made that stuff. I don't think they ever did back then. This is a picture from our stomping grounds. This is after I put boggers on it. And this is the fire hole, the infamous fire hole out in Florence. It used to go through there so easy because it was full width, and one of the reasons they called it the fire hole is because Jeeps would get in there. They're narrow, and they'd fall on their side, and when they did, the batteries were always right there on the passenger side, and the batteries were never really mounted good, or most people's weren't, and the body would smash into it, short the battery out, and catch them on fire. And I don't know how many Jeeps I've seen on fire in this fire hole, but that's how it got its name, the fire hole. Here's another picture, just different angle. This thing in its time blew people away, how crazy it was. People didn't really make handmade Jeeps that I know of back then, and it was pretty cool. This is a picture the same weekend of one of my best friends, Randy Ellis. This is his Jeep. He had stock Jeep axles under it. You can kind of tell the difference, how his tires don't stick out and stuff, and it made it a little more difficult to get through the old fire hole. Here's a picture a little further up the trail. The trail was actually called Woodpecker, and this is it articulated. You can see how cool it was. I mean, it just twisted up nice, and it also drove like a dream because the shackles were reversed in the front, so dragging it. And then I forgot about this bar on here, but it just kind of helped keep it from winding up in the front. I did that for a while. I used the sway bar mount on a Chevy pad, like the U-bolt pad, and I just hooked it right up here to the chassis, and it worked pretty good, kept it from spring winding and wanting to try and blow the drive shaft out of the front. Lots of crazy things on this, and you can tell this is a little later when I got a real winch on it. I got my Warren winch, and the first one someone gave me, I think it was a Ramsey. It was a pile of junk, but very simple. Yeah, this is actually 94, and this was actually the picture that I think I used to send into Four Wheeler magazine, or whatever magazine it was that did Top Truck Challenge. Here's a picture of the Coors Can after it became coral, or pink as we'd call it. This was right before Top Truck. This is another one I built for Billy Shea, the Good Reverend Billy Goodwrench we called him. I built that Jeep for him, and then This was the one that everybody called Pinky, that was my dad's, or the rental. Mikey Flores, he didn't rent it. My dad let him use it all the time and always told him, just bring it back like you borrowed it. And he said, don't shame it. And Flores never did. Flores was a driving fool also. He just never did get into the racing or the rock crawling. He was always my spotter. And then this Jeep on the end is Helicopter Eddie, the guy that does all the machine work for me. He had a little turbocharged 4-cylinder in his, and yeah, lots of crazy stuff. But these are our friends, and that's the Coors Can, now pink. We used to go to the dunes every year. We would go to Tierra del Sol, and then we'd go to the dunes. This is Pinky, that's Flores right there in front of it. He had used it that weekend, so that's Dad's car. And then there's Eddie, Helicopter Eddie right there. And then that's old Reverend Billy in his Jeep. And then this is me. And you can tell I always did crazy stuff. I cut the front bumper off of it for some reason and changed it up. But you can see I got rid of that hoop that was on the front. And yeah, this was after Top Truck. I had changed it. But that's me right there. And I can't remember this guy's name. He was from California. Lived up there by Reno or something. I can't remember his name though, but here's another picture from Florence. I'm not sure. It's probably still Woodpecker Trail. But actually, you know what? That might be the fire hole. That was another picture on the fire hole. There's Randy right there talking to me. Some more. This is my cousin in the car with me, Carrie. This is Randy Ellis's truck and his setup. When we were on our way to Top Truck, we stopped and camped, and they called this the old saw blade. It had a saw blade on the hood right there, and I'm not sure where this was, but it was on the way to Top Truck. And then this is my rig going on the way to Top Truck, and the truck, you can tell the truck matched trailer and everything. I was kind of a freak like that. I believe this is a picture in the wash pond after hitting the mud bog at Top Truck, getting ready to clean it off. And then here's one after I got through cleaning it. You can kind of see all the stuff in there, the toolboxes, and then the ice chest is sitting on the fuel tank. That's how high the fuel tank came up in there. Had low back seats in it that just pinned in very easy. I loved this car. This is me out there in Florence, and I think it was the 4-wheel drive association run. I was 23 in this picture. Every year for Thanksgiving we did a run where you go down towards Rocky Point, and then you go across they called it 4 Peaks and the sand dunes, and just across the desert over to El Golfo. And this is before we headed down. We were loading up full of beer and stuff in Mexico. Good times. That's Ned Bacon. I'm sure everybody knows Ned. Rick Payway was there. Randy. Just a good group of people. And I mean, man, this was a long time ago. This is actual Flores's Jeep. Later on, you know, we turned it that cream color and Tangelo pearl. It turned out pretty sweet. He still has his. He's actually in the process of putting a new motor in it and stuff. But yep, this is down in Rocky, or I don't know what the heck the border town is, but on the way down there. Looked like the Beverly Hillbillies. Got all my sleeping gear on top and everything. You can kind of see everybody all their vehicles. I think that's Rick Payway right there. Kind of hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure that's him and Laura, his wife. There's Randy's Jeep. I think it was blue then. I think that's him. No. There's Randy's, the one with the scallops on it. Yeah. I think this is us on the way back home. We came up through Algodones, and this is Rick Payway leading the pack. Before we get on the 8 to head home, there's Flores, Ned Bacon, there's me, and so on. This was the magazine cover after Top Truck, after we had won in '96. Here's a picture in the magazine from the obstacle course that I had won. And we did end up winning the Top Truck Challenge. This is the first event I ever did in '96, and I won. You can see the wheelies right there first. Pretty cool. And then here's another little better view of the, you can see that toolbox in there and kind of how you set in there. This thing, I can't remember, it was short wheelbase. It was only like 92-inch wheelbase or something. But yeah, there's a picture of that spring again. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and that's it. Thank you for watching. Yeah, this week's video was kind of different, just a bunch of little stuff. You know, the Jeep really wasn't here. It's over getting wired. Josh at FTA is wiring it. Jess and I are going to head over there Wednesday morning and go pick it up, or not pick it up. We're going to go over there and work on it for a few days and hopefully bring it home Friday before our little luau party, and then we'll be leaving that next Monday. But we got lots of stuff to do. We're going to take the tent over there and try and get it on there, and the speaker box, and you know, so this week's video was just all the miscellaneous things that we need to take over there to put together, and then it's still not going to be finished. We're taking it to Rubicon if we make it, just to go run it around and kind of see if there's anything I want to change before we tear it down and paint it. And there's going to be a lot more little things like toolboxes and little comfort things that we're going to add to it and try and make it really badass. So thank you guys for watching, and hope you enjoy what we're doing, and we'll talk to you next week. And Jess is over there sleeping away. She's got to get up in the morning and make your video.